Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the Discipline Therapy podcast for the season finale.
Ladies and gentlemen, EL Discipline, your host. Also accompanying me is your other host.
Suhey Sotomayor.
This is your Discipline Therapy where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, it's free. There's no monthly fee. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, but the most important thing is make sure the kids are in bed, especially for this type of conversation tonight. This is that soul food conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy podcast. We're here. All right, so we have this is a season finale?
It's the season finale.
We have an interesting episode, an interesting topic today.
Very interesting.
And this topic is the reason why we all are here today. You know what I'm saying? So without this topic, none of us would be here.
Okay, you're making it really interesting.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know.
Oh man.
So today we're going to talk about sex. Sex, but most importantly, sex other than the bedroom.
That is interesting.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest, a special caller today. She's actually on the call right now. Hello, caller.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for having me on, sir and ma'am.
Oh,
yes.
You're very
Would you
welcome.
like to state your name or would you like to remain anonymous?
My name is Linda.
All right, Linda, nice to meet you. Okay, so tonight's topic, sex other than the bedroom. So I have some questions I want to ask you. If
Right
you're
out the
comfortable,
gate.
if you're comfortable talking about sex. I mean, you're a caller today, so you know what we were going to talk about.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm not even going to beat around the bush. I'm going to jump right into the nitty gritty.
Oh man.
So,
No lube.
and here's the thing. No lube.
So that, right?
Here's the thing. You can always
Thank you.
You can always plead the fifth. You could always decline if you want to, not disclose anything. All right.
Ooh.
So,
Yes, sir.
what is your favorite sexual position?
That would be missionary. I love eye contact during sex.
That's good.
I was about to ask you why, and you just
She
okay,
answered
cool,
very
Yeah.
good.
cool.
Eye contact, it increases the intensity.
So, what if he was ugly though?
I probably wouldn't be in bed with them.
Hey,
That's the real truth.
good answer.
Good answer.
Nice.
Good answer. So you're shallow?
I
Shallow?
would not say that in the least.
Okay.
No.
I'm messing with you. All right.
You're so mean.
Spit or swallow?
Swallow. Why make a mess?
Nice.
So when was the last time you had sex?
About a month ago.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Have you ever sent? Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Why so long?
Distance.
Oh.
Apparently I don't seem to connect with people nearby, and
Okay.
it complicates my sex life often.
Okay. Like that.
Would you have you ever sent nudes to like a group before, for example, like a chat group or something like that? If you were ever in a group, because there's all different types of groups. Like, let's say for hypothetically, you were in like a swingers group or something. Have you ever sent nudes?
I have.
You have.
Not as much recently, but I have been known to bear all proper angles, lighting, and all of the above.
Yeah.
So have you ever masturbated?
Yes.
Have you masturbated today?
Wow.
Not yet.
Nice.
She said not yet. So
It helps
A
me
woman
sleep.
after my own
It's
heart.
one of those things that relaxes my mind and body. And since
yeah,
I
man,
do not have sex on a regular basis,
no explanation needed.
That's true.
This is judgment free. You know what I'm saying? Judgment free, sucker free, censor free,
sensitive
free. So are you into like butt stuff? Like butt plugs, beads, anal penetration, dildos, dick, whatever.
I own a butt plug,
Okay.
but I am not super into it. Have I attempted it? Have I tried it? Have I enjoyed it once or twice? Yes, but it is not. It's not a regular occurrence for me.
So in bed with your lover, are you dominant, submissive, or a switch, like both?
Most definitely submissive.
Submissive. Okay.
Amen. Me too.
Have you ever recorded yourself during sex?
Yes, I have.
With your partner or solo?
Both.
Have you allowed anyone to watch you during like masturbation or sex with your partner?
No, but I've always wanted to.
Okay.
I'm a voyeur, and I also
I was about to say
kind
that.
of
She sounds like a
get
Scorpio.
off on the idea.
She sounds like a Scorpio. Are you a
I'm
Scorpio?
not.
You're not a Scorpio?
No, sir. I'm a Cancer.
Makes sense.
Well, we get along with you guys. I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes
Water
sense.
signs are like probably one of the freakiest out of all the signs.
So now that you have those questions out, do you mind if I ask you some? I don't think they're going to be as crazy as those. But
Ask me anything.
Since the topic is sex outside of the bedroom,
sorry to cut you off. She just admitted she's a Cancer, so I mean it's pretty much free for all. She just said actually anything.
I am an open book.
Since the topic is sex other than the bedroom, where can I ask you where has been the craziest area that you've had sex in?
I have had sex on a boat
Ooh,
in the middle of the lake.
Well,
that's
with
cool.
people on the shore nearby.
I actually have a question for you. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yes,
Sue.
sir.
What does sex actually mean to you?
Wow,
I wonder if anybody's ever asked you that question before. Hello?
Well, thinking about the right answer to that. Obviously, it's a connection between two people for me. So I don't take sex lightly as much as I enjoy it. It is more than just a physical thing. It's an exchange of energies. And
so you've never
something that will differentiate how serious I am with someone would be whether or not we're actually kissing or not. That for whatever reason, for me, I don't know if it's a pretty woman complex, but it's one of those situations where kissing would be the deal.
That's like
not the deal breaker, but the differential between just sex and more of a connection.
Interesting.
So you've never, or you would never, have like a one night stand?
No,
Okay.
I am.
You need to be more mentally
connected. Like a random situation. No, I would not with a random. No, I have to have a connection in order for me to have the attraction.
So are you a sapiosexual? You know what that means?
Most definitely. Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, you definitely sound like
most definitely.
Nice. So I mean, I don't know if I have anything else.
If we don't engage in a conversation that draws me in, we won't be engaging in anything physical as well.
Where else have you had sex other than the boat?
A baseball dugout.
Oh, wow.
She's a sports fan.
Let's see, where else? In a park.
Okay.
I enjoy outdoor sex. If that's
okay. You gotta be careful though, because you don't
something about the idea of possibly getting caught is part of the excitement, I believe.
So is that you said that you're a voyeurism?
Yes.
Voyeurist? Okay,
Yes.
so then do you record yourself because you like the playback watching yourself?
Partially. I actually enjoy the sound of sex more than the visual of sex.
Yeah.
So heavy breathing, moaning, grunting, things like that. Often I'm more aroused by listening to sex and imagining.
Yeah, I was about to say you
So
must have a
imagining
crazy
it versus the
imagination.
visual. I do enjoy porn though.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Me
that.
too.
I was about to ask you if you watched have you ever watched porn or
Yes, but a deal breaker for porn would be how the audio is. If it sounds too fake or if it's too quiet. Or if the worst thing for me is if the syncing is off to where when her mouth moves, the sound doesn't come out. I can't. On to the next. I cannot.
You know what's crazy?
I cannot.
Sorry to cut you off. You know what's crazy? That fits what you're saying with the you being categorized as a sapiosexual. The sound, the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense. Definitely.
So often I will start a video and put my phone down and listen to it while I masturbate versus actually watching it.
Have you ever,
not every time, but often.
Have you ever been with have you ever had like a threesome with 2 men or 2 women?
Yes, both.
Okay.
But I prefer I haven't done it a whole lot, but twice with 2 men, and I enjoy that much more than with another woman. I think women are beautiful, but I'm not attracted to them at all.
Okay. You definitely like being dominated.
Yes.
Yeah. If have you ever incorporated like toys or props?
That's a good one.
Like some people like to engage in like BDSM sex, like part-time. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be like, it might not be all the time, but they might be like, it might be Valentine's Day. She might be, oh honey,
or a birthday.
Honey, I got some handcuffs, I got some beads, or I got some like food porn. Like I got the whipped cream and syrup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like some people like to do that part time. So have you ever done that?
And if so, which one's your favorite?
Specifically in that order, like food porn, props, toys.
I have done it. I think all of the above. I have my own toys, things, my nightstand. I travel a lot, so I have a small toy bag I bring with me. But 99% of the time, it's obviously personal pleasure versus with a lover.
I have a really good question.
I'm not against using toys with a lover.
Okay.
It just I am more often alone than with someone else.
Which one's your favorite toy?
And as far as food play goes,
no, hold.
Honestly, I have the most. Go ahead.
The food play you said.
If that's something that they would like, and it's going to, I'm down for just about any. I won't say just about anything, but I mean, sure, why not? I have a oral fixation, so there's been times where I've taken a picture or a video or something, like you see different food porn type things. I'm definitely not an insertion type of person. It's more of a visual. But if you'd like whipped cream or chocolate syrup or anything else, as long as there's a shower nearby, I'm about it.
Mm.
Definitely.
So I'm sorry about your question
And
earlier.
that's one of those hotel room activities. Like, let's not mess my own bed up. But
Yeah.
in a
Gotcha.
hotel room,
You-
anything's game.
You asked her, what?
Oh, what was her favorite toy that she has?
Oh,
Also, what is the best sex in your opinion? Quickie sex, makeup sex, drunk sex, heart angry sex, morning sex.
I don't know that I have a favorite. I do enjoy the makeup sex intensity. I tend to anything that's more passionate or more intense is what I would prefer, or is most memorable, should I say? When you're so engaged and wrapped up with each other that there's
so
another level. It's that next level orgasm or multiple orgasms that stack up in intensity.
So you said you haven't had sex in a month. So how often, if that, how often do you masturbate? Is it daily? Is it
probably? It is almost daily. Probably about 5 times a week.
Yeah, you're a Cancer.
Again, it helps me sleep. I'm one of those people that doesn't shut down at the end of the night. So, I'm laying in bed and my mind does not turn off.
Okay.
And because I'm such a sexual person, and the serotonin and or endorphins that are released when I climax, it relaxes my body and my mind. And I can fall asleep within minutes afterwards. So it's the best way to quickly shut it down.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. Definitely, masturbation definitely helps you from choosing the wrong person.
Serves for a lot of
yes, and it's a major stress relief for me, tension wise.
Yeah.
Have you ever had sex with a partner like after smoking marijuana? Because that's also
do you smoke?
That is actually one of my yes, I do.
Okay.
And I think it increases every.
Smoke.
She's a Cancer. No, I'm just kidding. You keep saying that, so I'm gonna jump on that. So, I'm sorry. What was that?
I think that it increases intensity for both partners. At least, especially for myself, it makes all my
senses,
inhibitions,
everything more.
Okay.
Yes. So
that's what's up.
Of course, I enjoy sex when I'm not high, but when I do smoke, it escalates.
Yeah.
Everything. All my sensitivities, every little tingly part of my body. When I do smoke. I'm very, very sexual when I smoke.
She said
so I actually have to be quite cautious.
Who you're smoking with?
I have to be very cautious of exactly that. If we are just friends and there is no sexual tension between us, I should not smoke.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Have you ever had phones?
And I know that to be true. So I am very particular about who I smoke with.
Have you ever had like phone sex?
Or FaceTime sex?
FaceTime sex.
Did I just make that up? I think I did.
Yes.
Nice.
Video chatting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
That's what it is. Okay.
That's what's up.
And how what do you feel when you do like let's say phone sex? Because I know you said that you're
I think
audio type of a woman, right? Is it easy for you to give it back? Yeah. All right.
Well, for me, I'm self-conscious of how I may look, my visual, maybe my sex faces or whatnot. I'm a photographer, and so lighting and angles and everything else, excuse me, I'm very aware of how I look on the other side of the phone. So it is kind of hard for me to get off as far as video chatting goes because part of me is very concerned about how I look.
Oh, okay.
And that may be vain, which is probably why I am more likely to get off if we were just having phone sex versus video.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
think a lot of women fall into that category too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Again,
'cause-
and it's the sound and the audio and the imagination
emotion.
and me not having to worry about, like, I'm also one, I won't say I only have sex in the dark either, because there's some women that won't have sex with the lights on.
I was gonna ask
I mean,
you
I
that.
prefer dim lighting
I was gonna ask
or
you that.
candlelight or filter light.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
She
Dark
said
or the
filter
dark
light.
or the
people that
light.
are self-conscious.
Yeah. I like that. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I don't think I'm super self-conscious, but if I had to choose, I would choose dimmer light or candlelight or filtered light or darkness
Yeah.
over bright sunshine,
Candlelight.
unless I'm out. Well, it's candlelight is very sexy.
Yeah, I was gonna
Very
say candlelight. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That
Romantic.
really sets the mood.
Romantic sex. You're into
It
all
is.
types of sex.
Yeah, but
I am.
she's a
I enjoy
romantic at heart.
kissing. I enjoy eye contact.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I don't have any more questions. I think she kind
I
of just
do.
answered everything I wanted to know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to know this during quarantine. I've heard rumors of a lot of people breaking up after being together for so long. Why do you think that is? In regards to,
I think if they are living together, it puts a new strain on your relationship. Being together as many hours of the day, not having the break of being apart to go to work and whatnot. Now, there's also another major struggle, and that's those of us who don't have a significant other who lives with us. So not being able to see your lover for all these months. And then when you do get to see each other, it's very,
Minimal.
limited time. And it's a risk. There's a risk involved in that. I think it's changed the dynamic of everyone's human connection. I went through a form of depression for the first couple months until I could get back to some sort of a work life. And then I think that, like, for me, people are talking about putting on the quarantine 15, like adding some weight on the majority of the world has. And I have noticed that in myself too, as we're transitioning into fall. I haven't been in the gym in 6 months.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm used to being in the gym. I'm used to releasing those endorphins. I'm used to that. And without the gym and without sex, there was a whole lot of pent up energy and emotions. Like I went through a very emotional state. I feel like I'm on the road to recovery now, but 2020 has done a number on all of us.
Yeah. Well,
and
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank God you're on the upswing.
I don't know why so many people have broken up, but I know it has changed the dynamic of relationships and how we are towards each other.
Yeah.
A lot.
I definitely agree with that. Mr. Neil Discipline, you okay? He's having technical difficulties with his arm.
I'm always fixing
He's Mr. Handy.
The boom arm. Get it right how I want it. Yeah, I forgot my question.
Well, Linda, thank you for calling in. You were such a
thank you for having me
with these questions that he had for you.
Yeah, you were a really great sport.
I think I might put you on the chopping block.
I love your guys' podcast, by the way.
Thank you.
I tune in every week.
Yeah.
And if I'm distracted during the podcast, I rewind and listen to the parts I missed again. And I forward it to friends that I think would benefit from it.
Thank you very much.
I support you guys and appreciate you guys. And I can't wait to hear all the episodes coming up.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a guest.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. Or night, should I say.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Those are some interesting questions that you asked her.
Yeah. So, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Favorite sex position?
All I'm gonna say is my children are not gonna be watching this episode. I'm reading at them too, so I know which one's coming. Favorite sex position? I gotta say doggy.
Why?
I don't know. If I'm laying down and my legs are sideways,
Okay.
that too. It just feels better.
Spit or swallow?
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Don't even ask that one.
Last time you had sex
with like a person?
Yeah.
Because I've had sex with my little gadget.
Have you sent nudes to a group?
Not a group. I've never sent nudes to a group, but I've sent nudes to like a person.
Masturbated today?
No.
Butt stuff.
I'm
about to say, have you done or have you enjoyed? Dom, sub, or switch?
In the bedroom, definitely sub.
Okay. Yeah, you're a Pisces, so you probably sub. Yeah, most Pisces are sub in the bedroom. They don't mind being dominant or on an equal. But sub in the bedroom, they would. If their partner is dominant, they don't have a problem being submissive. If their partner is submissive, then they don't have a problem being dominant. Like Pisces.
Where? In the bedroom or in regular life?
Both. Pisces, they thrive off pleasing their partner.
Yes.
And I told you I have Pisces family members. So I know this. I've dated Pisces. You know what I mean?
I'm a Pisces. I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? So I know that. Recorded yourself during sex.
Yes. And like the last caller.
Have you allowed someone to watch you masturbate?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait. Can I ask you?
Ask me what?
These questions. Fair is fair.
Yeah. Nah, I'm.
What do you mean?
I'm the host.
I'm the host too.
No, How can that be? Go ahead.
Okay, good. I'm gonna switch it up on you because I like to go crazy. Have you masturbated today?
No.
When's the last time you had sex?
2 weeks ago.
Can I ask you that? Spit or swallow? I guess with a girl.
I'm swallowing. Like if I'm down there and it's like she's
Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
You just
I'm swallowing. I'm putting it all in my goatee.
Right, okay.
My goatee condition that. You know what I'm saying?
Favorite sex position?
Missionary. I agree with the caller. And it's because it's more than eye contact. Being the dominant that I am, I like the facial expressions. I like to, cause I'm and I talked about this in BDSM 101 last season. I'm the driver. And as the driver, you never shut your eyes. Your passenger could nap, but you have to make sure your eyes are open so you guys make it to your destination. So me, I like to watch everything that's going on. Like to pay attention to breathing habits, facial expressions. This is how I'm learning how to pleasure her as well with all these things that I'm paying attention to. So I like that eye contact. Yes, it's more intense, more intimate than words can ever be. I also like to converse, like engage in dialogue while I'm engaging in sex. So if she's moaning and stuff like that, and I could agree with the caller and the guest, that's a turn on. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear that. So with missionary, you could do a lot more things. And like doggy's my second favorite, but missionary's my first because you could do so many things. You could put your hand around her throat while you penetrate. You could
you're taking it to a whole different level.
You know what I mean? Have her watch as it goes, and like you could do so many different things. With doggy, there's you grab her, pull her hair.
Not much more to do.
There's not much you could do. You're staring down at it. Like there's not much you could do with doggy. But just handle her. Whereas missionary, you could pin her hands above your head and thrust. You could, put your hand around her throat as she reaches the brink of asphyxiation. You know what I'm saying? Like you could hold the titties together, like while you thrust. Like you could do so many things, missionary. But with doggy,
What's your least favorite position?
spooning. Like,
That's your least. I would have thought you would have said her on top.
I don't mind her being on top, and here's the stipulation: her hands cuffs. Because when women don't have their
Okay.
hands, or when a person don't have their hands, it's hard for them to move. When they have their hands, they can move a lot better. But if your hands are restricted, you can't move as well. So now her hands are restricted. I'm able to grasp her hips and control her
Okay.
movements.
Gotcha.
So being on
fair.
top is not
It's
it's
not a
not it's not
problem.
off limits. I'm not opposed to it because I can still be in control. You know what I'm saying?
But spooning, you're totally different.
Spooning,
It's
I
just
could
salt
be
and
in
wet.
control. It's just when you're spooning, you're both lying down on your side.
Mm.
You
It's
know
just
what I'm
not
saying?
a comfortable position.
Yeah, like I like to work.
All right.
So
Have you ever sent nudes to a group,
no,
or have you ever sent nudes to like a person, just like one person, one or two,
strictly a sub.
3, 4, 5?
Strictly a sub as a reward. I'm not sending news to like somebody like I just started talking to on DM. A lot of these guys do dick pics and stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it to strangers. Because I'm always
Thank
paranoid.
God.
I'm always
Yeah.
paranoid with what you're gonna do with certain things. Like you're gonna use my pictures, whatever. Where they're
You don't
gonna
know what
end up.
that person's gonna do too.
Yeah. So my subs strictly because that's somebody I would trust on my subs. So I've done that.
Okay. Have you ever let someone watch you masturbate?
Not them physically being there. Like I've recorded myself.
Okay. Would you let somebody watch you masturbate?
No.
I don't know. That's a hard one for me too, I think.
Mm-mm.
And have you ever recorded yourself during sex?
Yeah, I answered that.
Oh, you did? I asked
Well,
that already?
okay, masturbation and sex. Yes, sex and masturbation.
Oh, wait, I missed one. Do you enjoy butt stuff? Obviously not to you. I'm just saying, do you
I mean,
enjoy?
yeah, I have plugs. I have beads. But yeah, definitely not me. I'm not a pegging guy. Like you can't peg me.
No,
You
it's
can't.
awful.
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
no, teach
For
your own.
people who to each their own. For people who don't know what pegging is, it's her putting a strap on
I
and doing
learned that
you
here.
and doing you. So I'm not into that. Nothing in or around it. I've constantly stated this.
What about you inside her?
Yeah, I've stated that already.
But no,
Double penetration. You know what I mean? Me there. I mean, some women.
in the butt I'm
Listen,
talking
listen,
about.
listen. I've had issues with that, so I haven't done that in a long time because I'm fairly larger than regular men. So when I meet a sub and she sees my size, she's like, "We can't do that. That's a hard limit for me.
That's a
That's a
no.
hard limit for me because I cannot be able to handle your size." Like, and you know what? I'll say, okay, we throw it out the window. We take it off the out
table.
inside of the bedroom list
Mhm.
because I have an outside of bedroom list, inside of bedroom list that are negotiable, and then I have my rules that aren't negotiable.
Okay.
So it's like if I send her my inside of the bedroom list and I'm like, yo, I like this, and she's like, yo, I'm not doing anal with you. Have you seen your size? You're gonna kill somebody. No.
Oh my God.
Then it's like, okay, we could throw that out the window. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
some of the callers, some of the viewers are gonna. You got them intrigued now with this. You're gonna send a pic so the rest of us can see.
You're crazy.
So you haven't tried you yourself anal with a woman in a long time. Why you hurt her?
Yeah, like
Not purposefully. I'm assuming.
they usually are not into that because of my size.
Just off visual.
Yeah,
Got
and
you.
actually in person, like no, that's not. You
That
know
is
what I mean?
not
Like
happening.
it's not happening. You know what I'm
Get that
saying?
away from me.
But I
My
noticed that you
goodness.
have on
Oh,
a shirt.
So
What does that say on there?
It says brat.
Is that what you are?
No. Although there might be people that will argue with that, but if you're asking me, I'm not a brat.
Sometimes on the show. So anyways, this is what does sex mean to you? Like I asked the caller, I'm gonna ask her, I'm gonna tell you what sex means to me, but what does sex mean to you?
Well, I think for me, it's changed as I've gotten older.
Okay.
It's definitely changed. Sex to me, when I was younger, was more like something to release my stress, like the caller said. And but I also think it's because when I was much younger, I never really understood, you know, or really had an orgasm, being younger. I had an orgasm, obviously I did, but much not much older, but later on. That's changed. Now I feel like sex is, or what it should be is, a coming of energy of two people that are linked with each other. Now that this is how what I feel. Where you have that connection. You know what I mean? And
So you're not just getting off just to get off.
You mean now?
Like you might meet a guy,
I
y'all
mean,
were talking for a week, or you saw him like y'all were talking for like 2 days.
if we were
Like there
just,
has to be some type of connection. You're saying there are
yeah,
people
I
out
definitely
there.
think so.
It's
Now,
very rare, but you find like a 2%, 2% of women who do that.
who do what? Who just go and have sex?
They could have a one night stand. They could have
Oh
somebody
yeah,
without. It's just the visual is
yeah.
okay with them.
I definitely could have a one night stand back in the days. Without, I didn't even think, and that, that's just how it was. Like I said, I didn't think sex back in the days, it wasn't, to me, it was just sex. It was two people who mutually wanted to have sex and enjoy each other. And that's what it was. If, if I was in love, with a boyfriend and we had sex and it was good, that's good. But it wasn't, it didn't mean the same to me back then as it does as an older person now. Older person, gay. Jesus Christ, somebody slap me. But yeah, what does sex mean to you?
It's a transformation of energy. It's an exchange of energy. So it's like how you see those memes and you like when you hit that crazy button or you you pipe it down good and then you start seeing the crazy come out. It's not so much that the crazy is coming out, it's the fact that she's absorbing your masculine energy. So how you are is how she might be. So for example, I'm territorial, I'm possessive. I might meet a woman that says she's not territorial or possessive, and in the beginning, once I fuck her well, she's absorbing my energy, she might start
Being
what
that
people
way.
would say crazy. And that's her now being possessive, now saying, oh, I don't want you to do business with girls. I don't want you to talk to girls. I don't want you to look at girls. Who's that commenting on your post? That's the energy. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's some women out there who'll be like, you got me so crazy. I've never been this way before with somebody. They don't understand it. It's that energy that you're absorbing. You know what I'm saying? You need to dive back into your divine feminine. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of people don't understand. Sex to me, it's like it's a connection. You know what I'm saying? And it's like for Scorpios, it's very important. For us, like when we connecting with somebody very well, we want to engage physically with them as well. Because it is that connection. And with that connection comes an immense amount of trust. And I'm only gonna speak for myself. When I don't trust you, I can't literally fuck with you.
Okay.
So that means that if I don't trust you, if I don't feel a level of comfort, you won't get the beast. You won't get the BDSM aspect out of me. You won't get the full extent of it. You probably won't get the sex. You know what I'm saying? Because part of trust, no, not part of it. Trust is about letting go. So I've met women in the past who have said, well, I'm kind of feeling self-conscious to have sex with you because you're such this high caliber man, and it's like in the past I never orgasmed. And I said to them, well, things are gonna change with me. You're gonna experience the first time with me. And they've been doubtful, and then after it happened, they were so shocked. And whatever it is, it's not just my technique. It's not just my capabilities. It is the fact that they feel a level of comfort with me, and trust.
Right.
That trust
They're
for a
able to
woman,
let go.
that trust for a woman is imperative because that's part of like literally releasing.
Hmm. Now, why do you think sexual relationships like fuck buddies last longer than or like personal relationships?
Um, the difference is the work.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like serious relationships take work. So it's like if you're with a sex partner, if it's just this is just gonna be friends with benefits, this is
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be like this is just gonna be like okay, this is a dick appointment, this is a pussy appointment,
Right,
whatever
right,
it is. All you have to worry about is that.
right. You don't
You
have
don't
to,
really have to worry about spending money. You
or
don't
remembering like
you
anniversaries.
don't really have to
Mm.
worry about going out. You don't really have to worry about communication. You don't really have to worry about after you have sex. Like, do you want me to cook you something? She's not gonna do that for you.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He's not gonna do that for you. I mean, she might. If you're giving her the best dick of her life, she might just be like, "Oh, let me cook
She
you
might come
something."
over with the food already.
You
She's
know what
like,
I
this is
mean?
for
Like,
later.
not realizing this is just sex with benefits. Like, this is just friends with benefits. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, men are more prone to be into the sex with benefits than the women are. You know what I mean? Because women are so emotional. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of women connect emotions with sex.
Yeah, definitely.
So when you have a woman that's saying, yeah, I'm cool with it, she's just following the guy's lead. She's that type of chick, or I go with the flow type of chick.
Mm-hmm.
That's her. You know what I'm
You
saying?
make that sound like it's bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just what happens with these women is they don't know what they're getting themselves involved with. So after this is when they start getting crazy because they're saying that they're gonna go with the flow and whatnot. That it keeps getting better and better and better, and now they want more. Remember,
Why
98%
do
of
you
women,
think the dick's
and
getting better?
you always cut me off when I'm about to elaborate. Remember, 98% of women are followers.
Right.
2% are alpha. 2% don't run in the pack. So that means that woman that's saying she's going with the flow, most likely she might have a low self-esteem. She might have this. She might be easily influenced. So she's going to be the follower. Now she's going to see her friend or friends married, this, that. They might be talking about their sexcapades. Oh, we went out to dinner. We did this. Now she's going to bring that energy in the friends with benefits guy. And she might start saying, this doesn't happen all the time, but she might start saying like, can we start going out now? Can we start doing this? Can we start doing that? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? You know what I'm
She's
saying?
gonna start
Some women,
confusing it.
some women are in some women are in these relationships thinking that they're in serious relationships. So you could try to talk to them. Like, let's say, for example, I hit up a woman.
Okay.
Let's say I met her in like a Barnes and Nobles, a venue, like a club or something like that. And we're connecting. Oh, let me get your number. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a boyfriend. She might not really have a boyfriend. It just might just be a fuck buddy. But in her mind, she thinks it's a relationship.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Like this guy calls you at 2:00 in the morning to
Right, to go see you.
all you do is come see him. You know what I mean? You do what it do, and then you out. Y'all never go to anywhere. He'll never bring you to the club. He'll never bring you out to brunch. You'll never go out to dinner. Only you see me at dark.
McDonald's, yeah.
Only you see me at dark. You don't see me in the light time. You know what I mean? You don't
That's
see me in the
awful.
daytime. There's women out there that are in these relationships and they're confused. They're in these, what Fab say, fuck ships. Oh, no, situationships. I think he said. You know what I'm saying? In that song. And there are women who are in these relationships and they are
that's in
confused.
their mind. I think there's everybody. Guys are in those type of relationships too.
They are confused and they feel I'm in this relationship or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What is the best sex in your opinion? Like I asked the caller. Quickie sex, makeup sex, drunk / high sex, hardcore sex. I should take that out because you're BDSM. That would be. I mean, would you consider that one of the best ones?
Mm-mm.
All right. Morning sex, long, satisfying sex.
Can I choose all of them?
No. Yeah, pick one.
long satisfying sex. I'm gonna pick because I'm into
That's a good one.
foreplay. I'm into I don't mind eating her out. You know what I'm saying? I'm into
Oh, is that a
I'm
bullet?
into kissing. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on foreplay. You know what I'm saying? So like that matters. And it's like I like it if she busting at least a few times before I get my first. So I'm into that. But I'm gonna break down all of them. Because
Okay.
I do like all of them. Quickie sex. I've had sex in a restaurant bathroom. That's quickie sex.
That's very quickie sex.
Park.
Yep. Okay.
I've done car, obviously, maybe because I'm pretty sure we all did.
Yeah, who hasn't?
I've done up against the wall. I've done on the floor. I've done sideways, her in the air. So
Oh my
quickie
lord.
sex, makeup sex. I've had that. I'm not into that anymore, but I feel like that's toxic sex.
Yeah.
Make up the breakup. You fight, then you get that aggression out. That's
Well,
toxic sex.
that's aggressive sex too.
So I've had that with a female Scorpio, and you know Scorpios, they bump heads. Scorpio women are not submissive. Well, let me hold up on that. Most
Okay.
Scorpio women, because there are some who are. I haven't really met one who was 100%. Even if she is, she might be jealous of another girl or whatever it is. So I haven't met one who was 100% submissive. But I had some submissives who were Scorpio, but it doesn't usually work out. Like regular Scorpio girls, it don't usually work out.
Okay.
So I've had that makeup sex with her, and then the makeup. So it's toxic. I don't like it.
Okay.
Drunken sex I've had.
I don't like that one for myself because I can't remember anything.
I don't like to engage in that feeling inebriated. Hardcore sex, obviously, BDSM. Long lasting sex is great. I mentioned the foreplay and stuff like that. You could read all her body language and the voice tonality and shit. Like you could change the dynamic of the the environment. Morning sex. Now I get morning wood every day.
Really?
I'm a Scorpio. We Scorpios have high levels of testosterone, more than the other sign. That's why they say we're the sex sign.
So how do you get it to go down?
Sometimes I just like focus on other things. Like, okay, I want to edit the podcast today. I gotta go to work.
Get even more.
I gotta go to work and do this. So I'm just like I focus on different things to channel that, but most of the time I'm jerking off.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That's how I release that.
You're very visual.
In the
man
morning,
also.
the testosterone is at its highest, and there's a scientific fact. So that's why, like, if right now I'm not living with the sub, but if I was, it would be every morning with her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. So that's morning sex. It might be one of the best out there, but I just it's a toss up. It's a toss up between long lasting, satisfying sex and morning sex. But if I have to choose one, the long lasting one, because I like to take my time.
Yeah. I
like to take my time. But that morning sex, you don't want to take your time. You just, you know what I mean? I'm not, I'm just,
1, 2, 3.
listen, I'm waking up. I might wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? She might still be sleeping. I grab her by her hair. I force her down there. She's doing her thing. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get all in her. I'm not even giving her oral. I'm just getting all up in her. That is not like, it's not the long lasting stuff. It's not the foreplay and all that stuff. No. It's just accessible. You know what I'm saying? But the long lasting sex, it's like when y'all plan it, y'all, have that time, you're bringing your toys out, maybe adding some food, porn, whipped cream, handcuffs. Then it's like.
Yeah, because now you're playing to all your senses.
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. Sexual chemistry. Is that super essential in a relationship?
I mean,
it has to have. You have to have some sort of.
As bad as it sounds, yes, you have to have some. Because here's what I feel. I feel that I'm a sapiosexual, just like the code. So if you may be able to arouse my loins. However, if you are not arousing my mind, then I really can't fuck with you. It might even be like one night stand type of shit. Oh, I like the sex. I like us physically. Let's do it again. We won't even last 6 months.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But when it comes to the physical matters. It really does. Like, you need to have all three. You need to have that mind connection with her. You need to have that physical connection with her. And you need to have that soulful connection with her for it to be complete. Because here's my thing. I could be so in tune with somebody. We could have this telepathic relationship. She's like my twin flame or whatever, soulmate. We could have this great telepathic relationship where it's like, and I'll elaborate to people. I'm thinking about her. She's texting me or calling me. Yo, I was just thinking about you. It's not a coincidence. I have powers. And if other people realize this, they will tap into their powers too. I made you call me because I sent those brain waves. No matter how far you are, you could be 3,000 miles away, you could be 10 miles away. I sent those. So we could have a great telepathic relationship, telepathic love. And I wrote it in my second book, The Importance of Discipline. I think it's chapter 4, Healing and Vibrations. I'm not sure. So I mentioned it in there as well. So you could have that. However, if she's ugly, you're just gonna be friends with her.
Right.
If she's like, she's not arousing your loins, like you, you don't see anything physical with her. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like, I'm not gonna say, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not going to engage with a woman who's like 300 pounds.
Okay, well,
who's ugly.
You know what I mean?
Even though we have that connection, like, we're just gonna be friends. We're not gonna have sex. I don't mind to engage a woman like 200, she like 5'10" or something like that, because she look good if she 5'10" and 200. But if she like, let's say she like 5'4", 140, that's good thickness. That's 150, that's good thickness. 5'3", 130, that's good thickness. That's like slim thick. You know what I mean? And her face is amazing. Her brain matches her face. Her pussy looks as beautiful as her face. You know what I'm saying? Like, her body is right. Like, but we connect on all levels. Then it's great pursuing that. But if she's, let's say she's nice body, ugly face, great mind. It's like, the face matters. Some niggas might say, yo, exactly, you have a mind of a nigga. Like, some niggas might say, yo, put a bag over her head.
Or
and
doggy
just
style.
do doggy style. No,
you gotta
because
put a bag.
I like to kiss. I like to have eye contact. Just like the caller said, I like to have eye contact. I'm not, this may sound shallow, but it's like, I'm not having you in my arm.
It's not shallow. I'm
not having you in my arm, going out in public. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a diamond. I'm not about to have, you know what I'm saying, on my arm. Okay. That might sound shallow, but it's a fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to be somewhat beautiful. You don't have to be like a 10. You could be a 7. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I've dated 12s. I've dated girls who were 12s, beyond 10s, models type shit, all this stuff, but they fucking dumb. And I'm just like, yo, listen, this is not gonna work out. I've walked away from a lot of pretty women, a lot of good pussy in my life because I require substance.
No, it's true.
So it's like, it's hard for you to find that, like, gorgeous girl who's also intellectual.
Everything that you're
not just
for.
Intellectual, she has a great personality. Her soul is pure. Because there's women out there who they might have a 7-figure job. They might be corporate. They might be alpha. They might be intellectual. They might look pretty. However, they're toxic. They're just, they're mean. They can see a homeless person in the street. Why the fuck they homeless? Why don't they just get a job? Why don't they just get a job? They're belittling people. They're presumptuous. They're not humble at all. They're arrogant. Those people you won't walk away from. But there's a lot of guys out there that won't walk away from those women because they look at it like, well, she the baddest chick in the world. She makes this money in the world. She makes this. She does this. So they feel like that compensates for an ugly attitude, for ugly behavior. But I'll walk away from a chick who got an ugly attitude and all this stuff that doesn't want to change. that, she's beautiful and rich, whatever it is, and stuff like that. Like, I've done it.
So they have to be a good person and not necessarily.
They have to be a mirror of me. Because I feel like I'm the total package.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like, like I said, this might sound shallow, but it's like, it's what it is. Like, I'm not gonna be with somebody because they are sapiosexual and they're mentally there. Like, there gotta be some type of physical attraction.
Why do you think taboo sex is so enticing?
What do you think?
I asked you first.
Because I think it's like that. It's like that bad boy. It's like that bad fast food. It's so good.
Right?
But even though it's bad for you, I will suffer just a little bit just to have this good pleasure. You know what I'm saying?
Or just to try it out.
Yeah, taboo is always like you always trigger that curiosity when you never had it. It's like a black man. Like most black men, how the media has portrayed black men for so many years. Criminals, they're just bad, they're robbers, they might rape you, they might do this. All these misconceptions, all these myths pertaining to black men.
Yeah.
It's like when you have like, let's say an Italian woman, because most old school, and I say most, not all, but most old school Italian men are racist.
Yeah.
So they're gonna train and teach their women in the household how to be racist. So it's like that. Now the woman goes out and she's like, oh, damn, he's so attractive. But my dad told me stay away. But then they connect and it's like now it's a sneaky relationship, but they engage because it's kind of like that taboo. Or even like a Latina who's like your color or like a little bit darker than you. And you got with a dark skin. And your mother and father is telling her the whole time, like, don't date. I don't care if they speak the same language as us. Don't date those negritos. You know what I mean? Like those morenitos. Like, don't date them. They're bad people. This, that. They always do this. They're lazy. They steal. They rob. We see them in the news. Don't date those people. And then you see those Latinas, dating those men. And this goes back to like races dating outside of your race. That caller we had back there.
How far is too far when it comes to sex? Is anything too far for you?
For me or the receiving end?
Both.
Yeah, those are like synonymous to hard limits.
Okay.
So, a hard limit for me is pegging. I'm not letting you fuck me.
I mean,
even though technically women can't really fuck men because dick goes inside pussy. I don't care if you riding him, you still getting fucked. If you put a strap on, then you fucking him. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like now you have a dick.
I'm not about that either.
That's a hard limit for me. Hard limit for me and this is only in the sexual environment. Hard limit for me is you eating my ass. Like I had a woman like
that would be a hard limit for me
when I was 24 years old. She was like, "Oh, dude, no, that's a submissive thing." And because my mind is gonna be all over the place, I'm not gonna get turned on. I'm not doing that shit. I don't care if the orgasm or whatever they say in the man's rectum, anus, the orgasm. I don't care.
Yeah,
you understand? I don't care. You have to be in it. Your mind follows your body, vice versa. So for me, that's a hard limit. Those two are hard limits. Also, here's another hard limit for me because I had that same woman, and I ended up leaving her because of that. And we were together for a year. I was trying to spice up our relationship by saying let's record, let's do blindfolding, because I was suppressing this. Remember, I'm still young. I'm 24 years old. I'm not 100. I'm in BDSM, but I'm not 100% in it. So I'm not really telling my significant other everything about me because I'm still trying to find myself.
Right. You're still learning.
So I told her, yo, these is stuff that I'm really into. And this woman, she was a Cancer, and she's telling me, oh, I love you. I'll do anything for you. Contradicts herself with saying, but I would need to trust you 100% to let you blindfold me. I would need to trust you 100% to let me choke you, to allow you to choke me. So I did it. So I put my hand around her neck or whatever, softly, just to see how she would react. During sex, she pushed my hand away. That was disrespectful for me. After
And you
we
knew that back
orgasm,
then.
I like to engage in conversation after. I call this aftercare. Having her massage me or whatever it is, vice versa. I stroke her hair, we cuddle. As we're doing that, we're at the edge of the bed, we're smoking. You know what I mean? She rolled up a blunt. We had a 30-minute, not even a conversation. Because remember, she was older than me. She lectured me for 30 minutes of why did you do that? Do you know that you can kill somebody by trying to choke them and stuff like that? Yo, that was second disrespect. So I said, you know what? I'm not even spending the night tonight. We'll talk tomorrow. The next day I called her and I said, this is not going to work out. She said she tried to use manipulation. Oh, why? Because I'm not going to let you kill me? That's why you want to break up? Because I'm not going to let you kill me? You want to kill me. That's why you breaking up with me. So I'm like, yo, I don't have time for this drama. Just good luck with your future endeavors. And this is me at 24 years old. It's just not going to work out. This is something I require. I figured I would try to take our relationship to the next level sexually. You don't want to do it. You telling me you love me, but the irony is you don't trust me, and they go hand in hand. So I'm out of this relationship, and I walked away from her.
Good for you.
You know what I'm saying? But like, the reality is, when you have those limits, you know what I'm saying? Like, those things are important. You know what I mean? Like, for a long time, I was in vanilla relationships. And for people who don't know what vanilla is, it's synonymous to normal. I was in these traditional relationships.
No, regular.
Yeah.
Not normal.
Okay,
We're
regular.
trying to change the way people think here.
Well, because what's normal to me is crazy for some people. Okay, so it's normal, right? We'll just go with that. Vanilla. So I suppressed a lot of my happiness for these women, and I lost in the end. So now moving forward, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna start telling girls what it is from jump. And if they don't like it, this is how I could weed out the bad ones. And if they don't accept me for who I am, then they don't accept me for who I am. I don't need validation. I don't need to be with this bad chick, bad looking, bad, and bad is synonymous to gorgeous, hood terms. Hood terms.
Now, do you still think like that? I'm gonna tell potential subs or rip, even if they're not in the even if they're not in the life,
because it saves time. Look, I wasted a year.
Yeah.
When things, but it's not. I feel like it's not my fault 100% because I was still getting to know me. That's why I say knowledge of self is essential.
Yeah, it's important.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really thought, like, even though I love this, I could do vanilla, and ultimately you could do it temporarily, but you're gonna want this. You know what I'm saying? If your partner is not cool with it, then it's gonna be like. Then all your life you're gonna have to be doing, if you choose that to be your life partner or whatever, or you live a poly relationship, you are going to suppress your happiness forever. That's like when these men, and we talked about this in episode 4, these men know that they're poly, these women know that they're poly, but they force them to be monogamous so the woman can feel secure. So the woman is actually selfish.
Or vice versa, if it's the woman that's poly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you a voyeur? Do you engage in voyeurism? Do you like to watch people have sex? Do you like when people watch you having sex? Or do you just watching yourself? I love
to watch people have sex, but like, it's more like girl on girl action. Okay. I'm kind of
you're like, I don't know about that.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind to watch my videos. That's my dick. That's me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I like watching the girls action. I'm also not into like the swingers thing where the clubs, like, if you're doing it and there's a whole series, like a whole bunch of people around in the ambience scene and they're watching you and they're also engaging. I'm not cool with that. Like, I'm more private.
Okay.
But I don't mind watching other people. You know what I'm saying? But like girl to girl.
So do you think couples should watch porn together? I think we talked.
Especially
if
you're trying to spice it up. If you feel like you're not as sexually exquisite.
What do you mean sexually exquisite?
Like, If you're not like a sexual dominant, like sexually exquisite, to me is like you have an immense amount of talent, knowledge, you know what I mean? Sexually, like you know how to pleasure each other without her having to say, "Oh, this is what I like, that's what I like."
Oh, so if you don't have
Yo, some people have a thing or two you can't
connection,
teach.
okay,
You know what I'm
like what?
saying? Some people have a thing or two you can't teach.
Sexually?
Just in general.
Okay.
But if we're specifically talking about sex, yes. Like me, I feel like I have that thing you can't teach when it comes to sex. A woman doesn't need to tell me what she likes. I'm attentive. I'm observant. So the way I'm going to learn her is her breathing habits, her moans. Her moans. Like there's women out there who could fake moans and stuff like you see porn. Sometimes they're just acting. There's women out there who can fake moan, but you could tell when she's really enjoying herself. And you could feel those things. I could feel her heart rate, how fast or how slow it's going. I feel the body heat. If I'm giving her goosebumps or not. Her eyes, if her eyes are rolling behind her head. If her eyes are dilating or not. You know, all these things. If she's salivating, like I'm paying attention.
She's salivating?
I'm paying attention. How wet she is. For example, if she's giving me head and I reach over to slap her ass or whatever, like she could be on her knees or whatever. I'm standing over, she's giving me head and I reach over and she's wet. Automatically in my mind, I'm like, she's getting off on pleasing me. This is me being attentive. This is me being observant. So, you know, I'm able to know how to pleasure her by watching, by listening, by just, you know, feeling. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to learn this stuff. She's not required to be like, oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Yes,
because you pay attention,
to the extreme stuff, like the toys and stuff like that. This is what I like, this is what I don't like. But the basic shit, the shit that I was doing at 15, pulling the hair, choking, you know what I'm saying? Like that's basic stuff. Crackheads do that. Like you're not a freak. You're not a freak if you do that to me. You know what I mean? Like I was doing that shit since I was 15. I'm a woman's dream in the sexual environment. Maybe not in all ways, but in the sexual environment, I am. Why? Because most women, and I will say most, not all. Most women do not like teaching a guy to be freaky. Most women do not like telling a guy what I like. Most women are self-conscious with that shit. They're not comfortable articulating that. Oh, he might think I'm weird if I like that shit. He's gonna call me crazy. He's gonna fucking run away. He's not gonna want to talk to me anymore because I like for him to spit in my mouth. I like for him to slap me a little bit. I like him to pull my hair. Like I like him to choke me hard because I orgasm that way. Like he might just think I'm crazy. He might not want to fuck with me no more. You know what I mean? Some women are bold and they're like, oh, I like this. And then most of these regular guys are like, oh, you want me to go to jail? I might kill you.
I might kill
and
you.
That's the inadequacy with them, with the males. It has nothing to do with the females. It's the males because if you,
I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like guys like they want to show you how I can pull your hair, I can choke you. Like that's how I feel. That's what I've come across. Rather
the basic shit, yeah. But if she says that she likes, if she likes to be slapped during bed, during sex. You might have
one go a little too.
He might say, "I'm not comfortable doing that," and that's another thing. Remember the last I don't know if it was the last episode, but I know it was an episode in this season. I said that both parties have to be comfortable, mutual consent.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't remember where that was.
Consensual, mutually. That matters.
Yeah, that matters.
These submissive women need to stop forcing this stuff upon these regular men, because a lot of them may not be comfortable doing this shit. Like if a man don't know how to pull your hair right,
that hurts.
You understand? Like it's gonna fucking hurt. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
You understand? So don't tell him, oh, this is what I like, whatever. Like you have to tell him, yo, before you do this shit, you better do your research. You better practice. You know what I'm saying? The women need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Women
need to do what?
They need to tell their guys this stuff. You understand? Because they're the ones on the receiving end. So you need to look out for yourself.
So you're saying that a woman should tell their
Yeah, if they
significant
know
other,
that they never done that before, but it's like,
to
yo,
read up on it.
I'm
Yeah.
a faithful woman. I'm not stepping outside of my relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to do that, but I'd rather just build my relationship on what it is. Let me just tell him what I like and whatever it is, and maybe we could work on it.
Mhm.
She needs to tell him that stuff.
Yeah.
She needs to be like, listen,
I mean, that's how it should be.
we can't just do this out the blue. Like, practice. Let's practice. Let's do this. That's what they need to articulate to their partners. But a lot of women don't do that.
No, but I think it goes back to
Because
how the woman, the caller said, Linda.
Well, in the woman's psyche, she believes that, yeah, and this is all women. I will say all women. They believe that men should be more skilled than them in bed. Why? Men have more sexual partners than women. This is a fact.
I definitely am one of those women that believe
Most men. Most men.
Most men what? I believe what you said.
About 98% of men. 2% could have had like one or two or whatever it is their whole life. But the 98%, yes, we like slayed chicks. We slayed is a better word. We slayed chicks. Maybe at our younger age, a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's the practice. And
I know I'm one of those women. I would not want to be with a man who's a virgin. That's just me.
Exactly.
That's just me.
Exactly.
I know
because
other women who don't have a problem with that.
You want
but
the experience in the bedroom. You want, when it comes down to having sex, even if you're a woman.
I don't want to have to tell you what to do.
Yeah, even if you're a woman and you wear the pants in the relationship,
100%.
you should be skilled at this. If you aren't skilled at anything else in the relationship, you should be skilled at this. I shouldn't have to tell you what to do. So if you haven't had that many sex partners, it's a turnoff for her. And that's the irony.
For some women, like you said, for some.
No,
for me,
it's for all women. It's for all women. You just said you don't want a virgin. It's for most women.
Most. I just said most. You said no. It's for all. I could tell you 100% that it's not all women, because I know a friend of mine that
body count matters.
Body count does not matter. As in, she got with somebody who did not have a lot of experience, and she was 100% okay with it. She's
because she was willing to teach.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So not all women. I personally, no. Thank you. Have a good day, sir. But some women.
But that woman will never respect that man. I promise you that. That's number one. Number two. Remember that there's different types of men out there. So if she was in that relationship and then it didn't work out and she meets a guy like me and she thinks that she's gonna flaunt her sexual talents and all this other stuff, I'm gonna be like, yo, relax, because I will tie you up and have my way with you. Ooh, really? Really? You gonna do that? I'm used to fucking this guy where I gotta do everything. Whoa, I want to see this. I want to see you dominate me instead of me doing it to somebody else. I want to see this. You know what I'm saying? So like when she meets a man like myself, she's going to transition. Because when you meet a man who's comfortable in being a man, it makes it easy for you to be a woman.
That's true. I can see that.
Yeah.
So do you no, I think we went over that do you watch porn? I know you like to, you like to record yourself. Oh, okay. Yeah. But just female on female is what you prefer, you said. See, it's all coming back to you. All right. Any final thoughts on this? Wait. Dang it. I got more questions over here. What am I, crazy? Not to ask you, what is the topic? Have you had sex in other places other than the bedroom? I asked the caller that.
I said the restaurant. I said
you said quickie. Oh, when you went through the list.
Floor.
Damn,
I did one against the wall, on top of the kitchen table.
You said the car, which brings me to
record, blindfolded, tied up, handcuffs.
Yeah, but that's not.
I've done everything you could think of, except like I've never done it in the elevator. I've never done it
in a plane,
on a boat. I've never done it on a plane. I've never done it. I've never done it
in a pool. I've done it in a pool.
I've done it in like a jacuzzi. Yeah, but most of the stuff like I've done. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a story in Discipline's World where he ties her up against a tree. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yes.
That's
I
all
remember
I'm
that.
gonna say.
I remember reading that and I was like, what? I
Yeah,
had to close it. I was like, gotta
I've
walk
never
away. I have
done
to
that.
walk away.
I've never done that.
Tied
But
her to a tree? That doesn't sound comfortable.
museum. I've never done that.
Oh, that's the other that's the other scene in the book.
Yeah. I have a final
Okay.
thoughts that I'm gonna read
Oh, so you
from
want me to
Discipline's
go
World.
first?
So yeah, because you never told the people how
The
you
people.
had sex, like where and what,
No,
and
I'm not gonna. What I am gonna say is because I'm just not gonna. What I am gonna say is like everybody else, and you stated you had sex in the car. I too was one of those. Let's have sex in the car. But this is for you people. Listen, you could be in the car with your husband or your boyfriend. If you get caught, and I did not get caught, but if you get caught by a police, you will get charged for prostitution, and your husband and or boyfriend will get charged for being the John, the one that wants to pay for it. It hasn't happened to me, but it has happened to somebody I know. So be careful if you're gonna have sex outdoors in the car.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
I'm trying to save our
I'm
viewers.
glad you said that because even though I've said that I've had sex in all of these places, like you know me more than a lot of the viewers, but the fans who watch season 1 and stuff like that, they know that I'm not just rigorous. I'm a planner. So I'm not just it's very rare I'm gonna do shit spontaneously. Like I'm gonna scope out places. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure this is right. I'm not just, I'm make sure no cops are around. So you gotta, if you're gonna do shit in the park or whatever it is, make sure there's no cameras. Make sure there's
unless you're a voyeur and then you want to, but you run the risk of getting arrested.
Yeah. So don't listen to the discipline therapy podcast. Like, yo, you get arrested by the cops, and you're like, well, EL Discipline told me to do it.
He had sex in the park. Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I look up to him. I'm just, he just told me to do it. Sue said to do it too. So,
no, I did
you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, be careful.
Be careful, people.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially with the cops your out final today. Thoughts? That's my final thoughts.
All right. So, I'm going to read something for Discipline's World. Straight sex, erotica, BDSM novel.
Oh, that is actually the raunchiest, the one that has the most sex.
I love episode 5. Fuck you here, fuck you there, fuck you anywhere.
Chapter
5. But I'm gonna read chapter 10. Face down, ass up, and shut the fuck up.
Oh my Lord.
And it is a good chapter pertaining to this episode. So we took a trip to the library, the one we first met at after eating. I said to her, I'm here because I'm in search for a particular book. She was intrigued. Well, Daddy, perhaps I can help. What type of book? And what is the name of this book? I grabbed her by the hand. I said, it's usually back here. We walk all the way towards the back, where the last row of bookshelves were. I said sharply, oh, here it is. I pull her close to me and passionately kiss her lips. I tug on the bottom lip and play with her tongue like we were wrestling. I begin to remove her panties and she stops me halfway. Wait, she says astonishingly. Can we do this here? There's so many people in here. I don't know if I can remain quiet in a place we must remain quiet. I pushed her hand back. I don't give a fuck where we are. If I want you to remain quiet, you will. Understood? She said, yes, Daddy. I said, now face down, ass up, and shut the fuck up. Oh, and that's all I'm going to leave it at because it gets really intense after that. I don't want to give too much away because I've already given parts for free already. You know what I'm saying? But right now, the book is available. Discipline's World, which is the sequel to The Seduction of Discipline, which The Seduction of Discipline is an autobiography embodying my lifestyle as a real dominant. Also, it's extremely informative. pertaining to the BDSM lifestyle,
Yes,
love,
definitely.
connection, being a sapiosexual. Also, there's a few stories in there. So I took those stories and I implemented them and created a novel now with Discipline's World. Discipline's World is available off www.ajbpublishing.com. It's also available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles,
Google Books,
Google Books. If you have electronic device,
Books a Million.
Books a Million. If you have electronic device, Kindle, whatever it is, you can start reading it right now. Download it.
You
Like I
should
said,
just download all 7
like
because
I
they're really
said,
good.
men can indulge, but women are prone more. And what's gonna happen is, I warn you, ladies, do not drink this. Do not drink this. Do not read this while you're drinking
Or smoking.
or smoking.
I've had some of my
you're gonna wanna experience some of this stuff. Next thing you know, you're gonna go to your husband and say, "Yo, let's try this, that." You know what I'm saying? So I'm warning you now as like a disclaimer. Yeah.
That's how I have to warn people too, because I've had like coworkers, girlfriends of mine at work. They're like, "Yo, I know, you work with an author. What are his books?" And I tell her, I tell them,
Give him a synopsis.
I'm like, listen, it's going from like autobiography, blah blah blah, of what you said. Then it's like really, I mean, what are you
Raunchy.
looking for? And I'm like, because
Yeah.
there's a really raunchy sense. And she was like, the
Yeah.
raunchier, the better. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
Yo,
the book for
I
you.
don't. Let me tell you something. When I speak to corporate people and like people on Wall Street and stuff like that, I don't tell them about that book. Oh, you're an author? They're intrigued already. You're an author. But whoa, what book do you recommend? I just automatically say, The Importance of Discipline. Because the importance of
Yes.
discipline is self-help.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
the one I
motivate.
wanted you to give my dad, and you gave him one that has sex in it. I was like, papi,
Yeah, because I don't even
read it.
utilize profanity in that.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want my future children, when I have kids, to read that book prior to when they're older, reading the other books. But
Oh, Lord.
the importance of discipline is primal, you know what I mean, for like more corporate. It's for the church, like pastors could
It's
read it.
not a self-help, but something like
Inspirational, motivational guide.
motivational.
You know what I
yes.
mean? Like, I implement things in the literary content where you can't learn in the classroom, or they kind of shield you from. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm so bummed out that I missed the Zoom call that you had with Andrea from AJB Publishing,
yeah.
and because I wanted to ask you so many questions in regards to,
Well,
because
maybe next
we're
season.
like definitely going down the list of how
Next
you went
season.
from this
Yeah,
book to
next
that
season
to that.
we could fit
And
that
I had
in.
questions for them.
Yeah, next season we could probably fit that in.
All right.
But I want to add, because this is the season finale, I want to add about what was your favorite episode what was your favorite episode this season, and then we'll cut. What was your favorite episode this season? What did you learn about yourself this season? What didn't you like? What do you see a difference from this season versus last season? You know what I'm saying?
What is my favorite episode? Oh, definitely has to be the season premiere. With the BDSM.
Okay.
Definitely that. It was just so much fun. It was so much more, it was informative again. That's definitely my favorite. What was the other question you asked me? What did I learn?
What did you learn about yourself?
Well, I definitely learned to do more research and just to get over the initial shyness that I had with season 1.
Okay.
And I think another question you asked was, what did I notice? I do notice that. And of course, you have been there to push me, and you have to, pushing me to do more of the intro and stuff like that. And that's what I also noticed that we've gotten better overall. Our sound is so much better thanks to the brand new microphone
Cloud
and the cloud lifter.
Zoom
We're getting there.
So I don't. Yeah, you don't have to answer the last one. This season definitely better than the last one.
Oh yeah, by far. And that's like with everything. Like even with you with your with your writing. The progression is, bananas. So I'm gonna take it that that's the same thing with us with this. Our progression is gonna be amazing.
I don't think for me, I learned anything about myself this season. I mean, because I don't feel like I've elevated. You know what I mean? What I do feel that like my favorite episode is I don't have a favorite episode. You know what I'm saying? Like I love all of them, so I'm not gonna choose.
Did you do that with the first?
I loved all our callers. You know, because that was different. That was different this season.
That was awesome. I love the callers.
I love that we, you know what I mean? Like we got to do more collaboration. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I look at it like this one was definitely better than last season because I feel like we're constantly doing something different. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're doing it in seasons instead of like we're doing episodes, but we're doing it in seasons. We'll take like a 2-week or 3-week break. Yeah. We'll come back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's allowing the readers to catch up, and that's what I want. Like I really want them to start back with viewers and the readers and the readers and the listenership. I want them to catch up. Especially going back to that first episode, that was like a banger. Should women be more submissive to their men, wives to their husbands? Yeah. Last season, you know what I mean. So I want them to have time to catch up because most people don't go back. Like when I watch other podcasts or whatever it is, I don't go back to their first thing. Like I just go back to the recent.
That's far ahead.
I'm too busy. Yeah. I'm too busy for me to just be
go
on
all the way back.
Be on like.
Yeah, but you guys should do it now while we're still just on season 2. Go catch up.
Yeah, so
as a matter of fact, go subscribe, hit like, share, comment.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that like I said, I think every season's gonna be different, and we're just gonna keep elevating. But I didn't really learn anything about myself as far as
I think you were busy honing your skills. Because that's also what I've noticed. The when you put out when you edit the show, it's like it's just. I mean, you can see it's getting so much
easier
better.
Easier too. Like definitely when I first started, but I don't think like I'm not really impressed with what I've done because I'm impressed. Somebody on the outside looking in is gonna be impressed, but it's like. This is like, come on, you shouldn't underestimate me. If you're out there, you shouldn't underestimate me. If I say to you that I'm going to start something new and I never did it before, trust me, I'm going to study everything about it, get good at it before it's put out. You know what I'm saying? Don't underestimate me because I will learn. I know the game before it's being played. So me, it's like, it's natural to me versus somebody on the outside looking in. It's like a lion who... And I'm gonna cut because we could run. It's like a lion who eats zebra every day. Elephant is gonna say, "Yo, how do you do that? Like, do you have fun, or how do you do that? And why don't you do that? Why don't you just eat grass?" The lion is gonna say to the elephant, like, "I've been doing this for what? This is my birthright." I've been trained to do this. This is my birthright. Like, I don't know anything else. I don't know any way else but to dominate. That's what the lion's gonna tell the elephant. If I don't eat zebra, I'm not gonna be as I feel. Yeah, I'm gonna feel out of the norm. This is normal for me. So what's chaos to like a spider, or what's abnormal to a spider is like normal to like the king cobra or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard that expression before.
Yeah, I think I just flipped it. I think it was like what's chaos to a fly is normal to a spider. Yeah, because if a spider catches a fly, then it's a wrap and shit like that.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it
goes. So what's chaos to like a zebra or an elephant is like normal to a lion.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I'm that lion that's already on the inside. So this shit is normal for me. On somebody on the outside looking in, they're like, "Yo, how do you do this? How did you do 5 books in under a year?" Really? Like, so authors don't do this? No. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a great thing. Because it's like, I don't want to toot my horn, but it's natural. It's easy.
It was
You know what I'm
natural and
saying?
easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning
Tuning
into
in.
this season. Like we said, everything is back there in last season. So go back,
Refresh your memory.
watch something, listen to something that will open your mind. We always say in the intro, this is that soul food conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we go back and forth and shit like that, and it kind of seems like I hate you, but I don't hate you.
Oh my God.
I adore you as my Ace Boom Coon, my host. You know what I mean, my co-host or whatever it is. Like I said, I think you elevated immensely, and
You didn't say that before.
yo, take these fucking compliments while you could take them.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Because they're not gonna come around all the time or every season.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling generous today, so just fucking go with it.
Got you.
So,
Jeez, what a
like,
compliment.
I'm happy, to have you by my side. You are very intelligent. I think a lot of people may underestimate you or whatever it is, but you're very intelligent. I brought you on the show not just for you being a woman, because you're gonna bring the feminists or whatever. Not just we have great topics and stuff like that, but because you are an intellectual, because you are intelligent, and you kind of like, I'm that rough exterior that I don't give a fuck, and you kind of just be like, yo, we need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of just balance me in that sense on the business perspective, where it's like,
Just business people. It's only on the business
you know what I mean?
perspective.
So it's like, yeah, because you're not doing that shit like, if like I'm on the out like, oh yeah, this is how you should do with your subs. Yo, mind your own business.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the
All
way
right.
I
I hope
interact
that
with my
part's getting cut out.
what?
That whole mind your own business. That's why people think you hate me, because you mean to me.
Yo, if I'm engaged with my subs or whatever it is, oh well, you shouldn't have done that. So, yo, mind your own business. But on the business perspective, you kind of level me, and you know what I'm saying. So like, that's the good part. But so
Well,
I'm
thank
glad to
you.
have you as my co-host,
Thank you very
um,
much. Business partner.
business partner. You know what I'm saying. So like I said, thank you for all the fans. Thank you for the
Yes.
callers and special guests.
Thank you
Ladies
very
and
much.
gentlemen, you were tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.